Give me a bit of an indication then as to how confident you are that you'll be able to build some momentum into the second half of the year.
Good morning, Yusuf. Thank you for having me. The company continued to its growth story for the second quarter. We have a growth in the top line for almost 10% compared with the previous year. We managed even this quarter to sustain the same level of revenue, despite the fact that the impact of Corona and the COVID-19 in the second quarter. If you can remember, in month of April, we have a total lockdown. However, the company managed to compensate for the drop of some of the service line in some other, which is brought more growth and better margin for the second quarter. This is coupled with also an increase almost 40% in the net income compared with the last quarter. So the company, it's in its growth story continue, and the gain strategy, it is paying off until now.
I mean, you have literally a direct line to consumers. What are you seeing in terms of bill payments from both individuals and small businesses that could give us a bit of an indication as to the impact of the coronavirus on households?
Actually, yes, we saw some drop in some of the service line, for example, like the roaming, Umrah and visitors and other service lines. However, there is a growth in FTTH and data and business as a whole and wholesale. And this is what makes it up for the drop in some of the service line. And the company managed to continue the same level of top line. And this is, it was almost the story of the second quarter. Yes, there is an impact of some service line, but however, there is a growth in the business and wholesale and some of the consumer, especially the data and the FTTH.
There's the ongoing towers process with the other key players, Zain, and I look at some of the previous attempts to make this work, and it hasn't. Why is it going to work now?
For sure. Now, the MOU that we signed with Zain, it is still in its initial stage. However, the strategy of the company is to explore any investment opportunity, especially when it comes to monetizing its assets. And actually, this is the last, we're still in the initial stage with Zain. And the market it's growing right now for the tower and the infrastructure management. And we think, it is now a much better opportunity for both companies to have a second operator for the towers in the kingdom.
So how much do you think is going to come from that in terms of raising capital, and how do you plan to deploy that?
Actually, the tower companies, and we are exploring three options. So it is not around only the sales of these towers, but also increasing the efficiency. So we are exploring three options over here, which is the first one is managed service. Second one, establishing a tower company where both companies contribute with their towers. And the last one will be sell and lease back for these towers. So we are exploring the three options. It is not just one option, and still in the initial stage of talks between the two companies.
Khaled, more and more telcos are having to deal with the political implications of interacting with some of the providers like Huawei. Have you taken a position on this?
We still continue, as part of our risk management, monitoring the situations, and we are also we have a strategy when it comes to building our infrastructure. We have three other suppliers for the network. And the company continue to have, these three lines of suppliers for building the infrastructure. And part of our risk management, we are, always monitoring the situation. And we also develop some other scenarios, for any situation at this regard.
Khaled, how confident are you that we're going to see a strong recovery into the second half and then into 2021? Is that what you are planning for at the moment? Or are you planning perhaps for another kind of lockdown as well? Is that another scenario on your books?
Actually, since we launched our gain strategy in 2019, we are looking for sustainable growth at our top line. This growth will bring a better margin for our company. So we are very confident about the market, and we are very optimistic. And with the support of the government, we think the situation will be eased by 2021. And the telecom operators will benefit from this recovery in 2021. Especially, we didn't see any slowdown for example, the mega project here in the kingdom, which Mobily is managing to compete and gain also to help Mobily continue its growth strategy and successful story challenge.